Let's talk about miniatures. I've been known to do some role-playing.
Welcome to episode 42 of Miniature Mashup. All hail the Dollar Tree. Now, unlike a lot of other so-called dollar stores, Dollar Tree doesn't go around. Everything here is actually $1. And they've got craft stuff, they've got toys. It is a crafter's resource. One of the things I like they have are these mini city Road Rippers mini city vehicles, and they are to scale with 28mm figures, as you can see here with these rebased HeroClix. Cap and Wolverine ready to hop into this SUV. Maybe this SUV is slightly oversized, but as you can see, this pickup truck is perfect. The EMS vehicle is great, and you can, obviously they're a little cartoony and they're a little neon, but a little bit of paint, they're fine, and the stickers come off. I bought a bunch because they're only $1, which you can't beat with a stick. They roll, and they're nicely detailed. Now, if you don't have a Dollar Tree and you want to get your hands on these, you can order them on Amazon, and this collection of 5 is $10, and 2 of them, this garbage truck and this fire truck, are really sort of out of scale. They're probably the worst, and plus the stickers on them both really suck. So if you want to get those 3 vehicles and that's the only way you can get it, that would be it. Then maybe it's okay, but I don't recommend it. Try to get a Dollar Tree. Get someone who lives near a Dollar Tree to hook you up. And let's see how these stickers come off pretty easily. If the stickers bother you and you want to prep this for painting, which I'm going to do, I'll probably just do a nice glossy black on this SUV here, and maybe have a variety of colors on the different cars, sort of de-emphasize the police stickers everywhere, and they come right up just with a fingernail. Now, another great vehicle that you're not going to find at the Dollar Tree are Hot Wheels and Matchboxes, which are their bikes actually are to scale with 28mm figures. Now, I got all these for 50 cents at the Oak City Toy and Comic Convention. So here I am at the convention. This guy was getting rid of all of his Hot Wheels for 50 cents. He had a bunch of bikes, and I took them, and here's Wolverine again standing next to a bike, and it's pretty damn perfect. Maybe a little big, but certainly not noticeable. Even better is if you can get yourself some minis that are riding bikes, you can put them right on there. Warhammer Marines or Orcs, you can get some legs and do some conversions. Now, another toy that they do have at the Dollar Tree are these military vehicles, and particularly the helicopters. The helicopters are, again, to scale with 28mm, and you can fill an airfield pretty easily with that. Now, they also have these wrestling figures, and I've got to give a shout out here to David Jordan, who is a watcher of Miniature Mashup, who did a great job converting one of these into an Earth Titan. He took it, he primed it, as you can see. These are actual pictures of his project. He flocked it with pebbles, it looks like, and some kind of stone, and then he painted it and flocked it some more with some moss, and it looks fantastic. Got to give him points not just for great crafting, but also for finding a great resource, because I've looked at these figures a bunch. Every time I go into the Dollar Tree, nothing has ever clicked that, you can use them. But you can use them for all sorts of things. You can use them for giants, you can use them for greater demons. That's what I'm about to do here. I'm about to create a diseased a demon of pestilence here. I'm going to convert him over. We're going to cover up the joints. First, I'm going to sculpt it. So, I open it up, take the screws out of the back, put it back together with hot glue, because I want to pose the arms differently from how the action figure pose. I Dremel some holes into the arms, and I run a wire through the chest here. I've got a bead going through, a bead for a head, which is inspired by the look of the Dark Souls 2 giants, which you can see here. So let's get some hot glue on that wire and put the arm on the side. We're going to pose it in sort of an odd zombie-like, sort of menacing position. Just sort of hanging to the side there. And yeah, there's the Dark Souls 2 giant. That's what he looks like with both of his arms on. And we're going to add another pustule face and another one on the back. And we're gonna put little nodules here using plastic beads. These things are really common and dirt cheap. I find them all the time for next to nothing. I'm using some smaller foam circles that came in Christmas garland for his spine. Series of sacks going down his back. I'm going to use more of those beads to fill in his back, his elbows, his knees. I'm going to put circular beads in his crotch level. And coming out of the beads at the top here, we're going to just bend some wire, all about the same length, all sort of headed in the same direction. And I'm going to put some of that same wire in his crotch. Now, some of these elements I want to hide, like his wrestler boots and his joints. I'm going to cover him in white PVC glue. Now, normally I use a watered down glue, but I just bought this, so it's coming out a little thick. And I'm going to dip that into, again, Dollar Tree black sand. This stuff is excellent, nice and cheap, good for crafting. I'm going to also use some of it on his base. Get a little fancy with his base because he is sort of an involved project, so I figured I'd take that extra step. And we're going to drill some holes in his feet with my Dremel tool and just take them out. And I'm going to also put some holes in this Stax lid, Stax being the non-Pringle stackable chip. And then I'm going to take little screws and actually screw him down onto the base, and then I'm going to reinforce that with hot glue. So it's going to make him nice and sturdy because he is like very top heavy. In general, this mini is miniature. This figure is much lighter than he looks, since the plastic is super cheap and the beads I put on him don't weigh nearly as much as you might think. Probably the heaviest thing that's making him weigh anything is the hot glue that I'll be applying to him. You wanted a cheap replacement, sort of a cheap stand-in for a Demon Prince of Nurgle, or a Demon Prince, and you've got a Chaos Army, and Nurgle is the main theme you've got going on. I'm gonna do another one of these wrestlers probably in the near future, and I'm just gonna try to make a straight giant out of him, sort of a hill giant with a spear, maybe wearing some fur or something like that. I'll keep you guys posted, maybe make a video of it. There I'm driving the screws through. Now I've primed him in gray. I didn't want to do him too dark. I wanted to, because I was going to make him somewhat colorful. I didn't want to do him in black, and I'd have to work extra hard to get all those colors up. So I went with gray. I didn't want to do white because white is really just for things that are made out of energy, ghosts, things like that, in my opinion. You don't want to use white primer. Maybe some of you love it. I don't know. So I'm doing all the barnacles, all the pustules in brown, and all the sort of wrestler flesh that's left unexposed we're going to do in a green. And I'm just using a very bright sort of primary grade school arts craft green, and the brown are very basic. And those are just the base coats. And when he's totally colored in, he's already tabletop worthy. He's pretty cool looking. If you wanted to drop that on your players, you could stop here. You've seen this show, you know I'm not going to. I'm going to do some highlighting on the green with the sort of mossy sort of green I've got here, you can see behind, and that looks great. It just brings the muscles right out. And I'm going to use sort of a tan color to highlight all the pustules, and here I am just brushing that on nice and lightly, and just again brings out the details, adds a level of detail. The shadows and the highlights really make structures on his back pop, so just keep brushing that on there. Now he's mostly done. I've added wine to the sort of tongues hanging out, and the very last step, well, before we flock the base, is I'm going to take some of this hot glue. I'm using my little hot glue gun that comes with colored hot glue, and I've got yellow, and you can see it comes out in nice snotty mucusy color, and I'm just going into every one of these beads, and I'm just filling it out, letting it drip out. Looks nice and disgusting, all like oozing sores, and that's really going to sell this miniature. It's really that extra level of disgusting detail it needs to transform it from a dollar store wrestling figure into something that's interesting. Most serious craft people I know own a second glue gun. I've got this little one for detail work, and I've got a larger one for putting big things together. And for the longest time I didn't own a glue gun at all, and after I bought the big one, it was probably a month or two when I went out and got this second one, because I love glue gun. Anyway, I'm going to give you a break from my voice, and you can finish up the rest of this video. It's just me putting hot glue on, and then I'm going to show you some stills of the finished project Really happy with how this turned out, guys. I recommend running out, grabbing yourself one of these wrestlers, and seeing what you can make with them. It's a great raw material. I'm sure you can come up with something. This is Dave from Miniature Mashup, signing out.